We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Blood on the Bayou, the Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle we are running here on Final Show Films. My name is Julia, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. I am joined by a reduced cast tonight, but great people nonetheless. And we will start our introductions tonight with Shawnee.
Hello, I'm Shawnee, and I am playing Guaya Vincente, the awesome hot sorceress.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I am playing Mercy Ransom, the Toreador tour guide.
And Toreador Primogen.
And Primogen.
Yep.
And last,
been promoted.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Catriona, lawyer for Clan Giovanni.
And we are down Austin and Drevian for the evening. They should hopefully be back with us for the next session. Also want to apologize for the last two session time slots having been absent. 2023 has not been kind to a lot of people. So
it's January, it's fine.
So with that being said, as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, fuck the Supreme Court. And anybody want to add anything else? Are we still gonna
fuck Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Fuck Wizards of the Coast.
I was about to say, don't shut up about the OGL until they have actually put out the new OGL.
Exactly.
Things.
Yes, just because things aren't a hashtag anymore doesn't mean it's not a problem.
Yep.
Listen, like the situation isn't done until we see an OGL that is reasonable.
Listen, like I said to some people late last week, if we can use this as an excuse just to push Final Show Films into being a World of Darkness strictly a company, I am all for this.
Oh, fantastic. So when last we left off, our group awoke the evening after slaying Sybil and began formulating the next step for the group to take. First, this started with a kind of small argument we will go with between Kat and Guire about what exactly to do with Sybil's body, not knowing exactly what state it was in, being in between Methuselah and a little girl. Ultimately, it was decided that Guire would burn the body in the Bayou. Kat, not being the happiest about that, sent her lovely little assistant Walter to go watch and figure out what was happening. The rest of the group then headed to Kat's house, where Kat was greeted by all of her lights being on. And as soon as she went to enter the door busted open and there was a blast of cold air and all of the lights went out. She quickly drew her gun, thinking shit had hit the fan, and walked upstairs to find Robin sitting on, I believe she was just sitting on a work table at the time, who informed her that Alexander had made his exit and would probably never grace the house again with his presence. Guire and Azra escaped from the hospital and had a funeral pyre with Sybil, while Walter observed from the sidelines. Rahab watched some sermons from the day before. Kat caught up on some mundane work. And everybody just sort of had a little bit of downtime before gathering together and heading towards Elysium. Upon getting to Elysium, they sought out Simone, the prince, and explained to her the events of the morning and attempted to put her mind at ease. Through bloody tears, Simone informed the group that with recent events, the Crimson Mask would need removed from her seat, which is when Mercy was chosen for the position of Toreador Primogen. The announcement was made shortly after in front of all kindred in attendance that the Crimson Mask would lose her seat and Mercy Ransom would take the position. Mercy drank from Simone's wrist a final time to seal the deal, and immediately after that is where we will be picking up tonight. So Simone has made her exit, told everyone to have a fantastic night at Elysium, and is fucked off into the ether, leaving the three of you, well, five of you really, with the two cardboard cutouts, to your own devices as sort of a hushed murmur goes out of the crowd. Elena Moreau is nowhere to be seen. Just instantly gone.
That's a shame. It really, really is.
You'll rub it in her face another way. I know you will.
Yeah, that's what I was really hoping for. I was really hoping, I've been planning a nice, takedown moment, and then she just nopes off. Like, that's okay. That gives me more time.
Yes.
Um,
So the evening is yours. What are the three of you going to do?
Mercy is going to look at the two of the rest of the group and go, so what do I do now?
I mean, that's up to you.
Do I need to do anything? Do I have to hold a meeting? Like, do I need to collect dues? Like, what?
Sweetie, you are asking an Assamite and a Giovanni what you should do as someone within Camarilla power structure. I don't think
If there's anyone who might be able to inform you a little bit about what might need doing, I would recommend talking to the Seneschal. He'd probably have a better idea.
yes.
Talking to who?
Guillaume.
Oh, okay, sorry, I did not hear that. Okay, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Guillaume is actually fairly easy to spot. He's currently talking with Elena Giovanni over in a corner where they're both sitting at a table sharing a goblet of, or each enjoying a goblet of blood.
So I'm
keeping close to our primogen now.
Yep. Ooh, you got a title. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna approach her table and say my respects and tell Guillaume.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Guillaume that I have a few questions about my new position.
I might be able to answer some of those for you. Elena, my darling, if you would so kindly give us a little privacy, that would be greatly appreciated. She doesn't say anything, but just sort of looks at you, looks back at Guillaume, nods, finishes what's in her glass, and stands and leaves.
I take her seat.
Guillaume leans onto the table and puts his fingers together. So, what, pray tell, do you have to ask about?
I'm not familiar with the duties of Primogen. I was hoping you can enlighten me.
That is something I am a little bit knowledgeable about, as I was the Ventru Primogen in the area for a while. So one of the main things is just keeping those in your clan in line. So get your numbers in check, get names, learn faces. Other than that, there's really It's not a terrible position to be in, I will tell you that. But there's a lot more expected out of you now, at least. And you will be seen as a sort of what's the phrase? A symbol of your clan. You'll need to keep them in check and represent them as a clan at any of the important meetings. There's a time where it's better to ask a single person to volunteer their opinion than it is to ask the masses, and that's where you come in. You keep them in line, you make decisions for them. You relay whatever information you need to myself, the sheriff, or Simone herself.
That sounds reasonable.
And it's not too bad of a spot to be in.
It's a bit of a surprising one, but not an unwelcome one.
I will say that with how your predecessor left the seat, I would watch my back for a few days.
I'm like 20 steps ahead of you there. Let's just say she and I go a long way back.
Well, then you already know how temperamental she can be.
On several occasions, yes.
Good. Other than that, she had a few wormlings underneath of her that she sort of kept as an entourage. I don't know if you ever noticed the gaggle of idiots that she kept around to feed off emotionally and through blood. But
Kind of hard to miss.
that's fair. You get enough blonde idiots in one area and they stick out like a sore thumb, especially in this area. But keep on your toes and just in general, keep your nose clean.
Fair enough.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. I appreciate your honesty.
Now, is there anything else I can do for you for the evening?
I'm sure I'll think of something else, but not right now.
Fantastic. Well, I will be around if you need me. Feel free to indulge in a little bit of, he will just swirl his goblet in his hand of the free refreshments.
I'm headed there next, believe me.
He will stand up, sort of nod at you, Cat, as he sees you.
Yep.
If I were you, because I know your affiliation and your relation, I would also keep an eye out. From what I'm hearing in the underground, and maybe I shouldn't be telling you this right out front, but Elena is not the happiest of campus right now. Now, I will admit she made her bed and she should lie in it. But something for you to keep an eye out on.
To be clear, because there are two people here with Elena's, this is being directed towards me and not.
Yes.
Okay.
I've already been warned about my Elena.
This is, yes, absolutely fair. Elena should be feeling very fortunate that she's corporeal at the moment. Should she try to keep going, that may change.
There are two things I was told when I was embraced. One is always cover your own ass, and the other is if you piss off the Giovanni, be prepared to be in servitude well past death.
That is absolutely.
So I am glad I am not on the opposite end of your sword.
Always pleasant to see you.
Charmed as always. Ladies, I will take my adieu, and he will walk off.
How much blood can Guire reasonably get her hands on? Because she's been spending it a bit.
If you spend your whole night here, you could fill up completely. As of like, say, the next hour of being here, you could probably get about 5 or 6 points of blood.
That's about what I need. I'm down exactly 7.
I need a drink or 3.
Go get yourself.
Guire will spend a couple of hours just refilling.
Okay. Are you looking for anyone in particular to spend your time with that evening, or are you just happy to be with Azra in a setting that is not pure chaos?
More the latter, but if Charlotte is visible at any point, might swing by there as well.
She is flittering around like a fairy.
Mm-hmm.
She is. It's really hard to see exhaustion on vampires, but you can tell they're not being a keeper of Elysium is sort of wearing on her, having to handle multiple positions. She does stop by your table just sort of to check in. Like, everything good? Are we okay?
I think it's doing just fine. How are you holding up?
Well, I mean, the roof's still on the place, so there's that. Simone really, really needs to get another keeper of Elysium. I'm not trying to tell her what to do. I would just like to put that mind worm into her head.
I might be able to get that across, considering my record of being the one who's able to talk straight to her.
She has listened to you for a good number of years.
Well, it does have something to do with being the person who's willing to stare her in the face when she's angry.
That does help. I usually try to not be in the room. Because she scares the hell out of me, I'm not going to lie.
As she should.
She is a beautiful hurricane.
But when you've been around as long as I have, there's not a lot that really scares you anymore.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, considering what the 5 of you did this morning, I don't feel like anything should scare any of you.
And the bigger question is, what do you do when you are scared?
Yes.
For me, I tend to just straighten up and keep forward.
It depends. Sometimes it's my fight or flight response has been jacked up for years. Sometimes it's fight, and other times it's fawn. So,
are you implying that you're scared of me?
Do you want me to be?
Of all the people in the world who ought to be frightened of me, you are one of the least.
She will look at Azra. Is that the usual line, or does she sort of mix it up? Azure will not say anything, just raise one eyebrow and take a sip out of her goblet.
I can't help but feel I'm being made fun of here.
Oh, no, darling, no, not at all.
Feeling.
She smirks, and there's just the faintest hint of a flash of the yellow eyes.
This might be a bit presumptuous, given that Azra and I have not known each other for a while. For a long time, that is. However, she'll just sort of hesitate and she will look off in the distance and then just sort of drop a hotel room key on your guys' table and walk away without saying anything else.
Guire looks at it, slides it over to Azra at your play.
She'll take it and put it into her pocket. Down her goblet. I'll be back in an hour. And she will vanish into the crowd. The atmosphere picks back up into that party sort of atmosphere, especially since you can't hide it too much, since there are still a lot of humans in here, and that the vibe of New Orleans never dies down. But if there's nothing else the rest of you want to do for the evening, we can skip ahead a little bit. Do you want to approach and talk to Elena?
I don't think so yet.
Okay.
I think we're going to be good for now.
Okay.
I'm just drinking and being I can't find the right verb. Like getting to know, meeting, socializing. There's the word.
Yeah.
Socializing.
And I was actually getting ready to say you've met a lot of members of your clan you've never talked to or seen before, and you've heard a lot of, oh, if you ever need anything, I'm the person to talk to, or I can get you what you need if you for the right price. And
a lot of business cards.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm keeping close. Whenever X person leaves, I'm like, yes, they're trying to figure out a way to get you in their debt so that you can be forced to repay favors.
I love how Kat is like reading people behind me.
I mean,
it's not hard when it comes to vampires and a new primogen.
Like you.
No,
I think you were going to do fabulous, but you are also not a political person, so I know that these things might seem somewhat coming without strings.
Right.
I just want to correct that notion.
Well, I'm glad I have a Giovanni on my side.
I'm also keeping close to you because there is less likely to be an assassination on me right next to a primogen.
That's entirely fair.
Speaking of, when Guire's not hanging out with Azra and getting drinks, she's also typically speaking, just going to be in the highest vantage with the best view, just sort of watching the field as a whole. In particular, keeping an eye on where Kat and Mercy are at.
Go ahead and give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 7.
Perception, alertness,
Is that just for?
No, that is just for Guire.
Okay.
Reduced to 6 with my Auspex. Observation. That is not a botch, but there are a lot of ones in there.
No, so I mean, you're able to keep an eye on them. Nothing really stands out to you. It doesn't look like anybody's really being malicious or doing anything stupid at Elysium tonight.
Really, it's when they start to leave Elysium that she'll really need to have her eyes open.
Okay.
This is absolutely true. However, Kat is not underestimating Elena's stupidity possibilities.
Oh yes, but Guire is mostly just being like doing the Batman, just like sitting on a high perch and just watching.
There's one thing I have never learned. I have learned it's do not underestimate the stupidity of other people.
Absolutely.
So, as the night wears on, you'll do a lot of socializing. There's some conversations had. The one thing that does catch all of your eyes around 1 a.m. is that Madame Morgan Saint Julien comes sauntering in. Well after all of the festivities are done and way past the announcement.
This should be interesting.
She doesn't immediately make herself known or even raise a fuss. She very quietly just sort of grabs a goblet and makes her way into the crowd.
Guire is tracking her from that point on.
Give
Yeah,
me
I'm definitely paying some attention to this.
anybody who wants to track or follow her, give me the same roll as Guire just did. Perception alertness, difficulty 7.
Paying much more attention this time.
Hold on, I have to get into roll 20.
Oh, jeez.
Sir.
Where is my? Oh, there.
Look, I forget about the fact that I'm technically in roll 20 because of the other computer.
Perception alertness difficulty 6.
7.
7.
It's 6 for me because of my Auspex.
Oh, that's right.
Perception alertness.
Basically the same roll that I just had a minute ago.
Yep, that tracks.
Okay.
No.
So it's Guire, your vantage point gives you a better view of her as she has slipped through and is just sort of worming her way into the crowd to not be noticed. But you see her sort of get to a side area and then slip in and very, very slowly close the door as to not make any noise.
Guire will activate she's just gonna disappear and yeah, unseen presence, and just sort of wait around that door and see if she can hear anything.
Okay. So are you right against the door? Or are you right next to it?
Yeah, like she'll be like next to the door and just sort of listening. Unseen.
So the bits and pieces you're hearing, there are two voices. There's Madame Julienne's voice, and the other voice you recognize, but you're not pinning it down right away. But the things that you are able to hear is it ready? As ready as it can be, I guess. Good. Have we gotten the necessary packages returned? Yeah, but I'm hoping to be reimbursed for this. I just want to say priority overnight shipping from Transylvania is not cheap. Well, then we'll just have to do what we can. I will see that you are compensated as best as I can do. I wish you had picked a better spot to meet than Elysium, but whatever you needed to do. And there's a bit of silence for a few moments, and then the door opens.
And again, Guire is invisible to basically anyone who is not actively scanning.
And the two individuals that step out are, of course, Madame Morgan Saint Julien and a roughly 5'6" to 5'8" individual, Caucasian woman with medium mid-back length hair in a tight braid. And she is wearing a black cami and a red leather jacket and torn black jeans tucked into combat boots.
Do I recognize this individual?
Roll me intelligence and streetwise difficulty 8.
Do I have any streetwise? I do. Okay. Can I spend a willpower on this or no?
No.
Okay. Int streetwise. Where is my streetwise? There it is. Hey, 2 successes.
2 successes. So you do recognize the individual. You don't know her like actual name. Her street name is Glory.
Mm.
She has ice blue eyes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We had a general guess of where Bylabog's soil had to come from, right?
Oh, yes.
Where was that roughly?
Transylvania.
Okay, I thought so.
Yes.
So, rather than continuing to follow Madame Morgan, Guire will follow Glory.
Okay. So Glory takes her leave almost immediately. Stepping outside, she lights a cigarette, gets a few steps down the street, and pulls out a cell phone and starts firing off text messages.
At which point, Guire will, because they're now outside of Elysium, appear next to her. Now, why oh why would the primogen of the clan Tremere be looking for something from Transylvania?
I need to make a roll really quick.
See if she recognizes the Devil of New Orleans.
No, in a whirlwind of movement, the phone hits the ground and there's a gun at your temples. You have about 5 seconds to step back before I blow your brains out.
It's funny you think you can.
Red hair, red cloak, attitude. Then she'll release the hammer of her gun, take it down to her side. You're one of the prince's little projects, aren't you? I'm sorry, associates.
Interesting way of putting it. Let's just say I do work. But you haven't answered my question.
Oh, do I have to?
Oh, I think you want to.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see, we're not standing in Elysium anymore. Which means it doesn't really matter what happens to you, does it?
That is one way to look at it. You have an interesting take on rules. I think I like that.
Well, you don't build up a reputation as the Devil of New Orleans without stepping on some people's toes.
That is true. Other than not being turned over to the prince for my head being immediately ripped off, what's in it for me to answer your questions?
Well, being as I'm not asking for blood, Assamites have been known to trade favors for favors before.
So are you one of the... I'm not trying to piss you off the first time I talk to you, because I have no idea about you in any way, shape, or form other than your name and reputation. Are you a cutthroat, or are you an actual...
The old man on the mountain and I have no real relationship, but I am, shall we say, experienced in matters of business and the business of my clan.
Okay, then. I ask for a boon to be turned in at a later date.
Within reason.
Within reason, of course. Should we go somewhere a little more private than, she will gesture to the busy street.
Lead on? She says, she gestures like with a hand holding her cane out, and there's just like the twitch of her thumb that just like unlatches the blade end. There's a slight click.
Okay, so she leads you off into the night. Where we'll slide back to Mercy and Kat. Mercy, your social battery's getting really low. You probably said hi and shook hands with and learned the names of 50 people.
That's pushing it. Um, I think I'm gonna. Uh, we still haven't. We still haven't. Can I go home yet?
That
'Cause
is up to you.
well, no, because there was that whole thing about Elena being at. I'm asking out of the game about being Elena being at my.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Like, could Elena still do real bad stuff? Yes. But yeah, like if Mercy S in character, Cat would say, you're in kind of the same situation as me with your own Elena, where could, for some reason, our Elenas still walk the earth and are not dust yet. Could they attack? Yes. Would it be exceptionally stupid for them to attack right now? Yes. Especially yours. Because you just replaced her, and if you die, literally everybody knows who did it. And she's on the thinnest of ice as possible right now.
This has been quite an evening, and quite a day,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't been home. I
I
need to go
mean,
home.
fair enough. Are
I think
there any precautions that you need?
I mean, I have no shortage of weapons and blunt objects in my house.
And apparently you're quite skilled with them.
So I've heard.
Supposedly. It's the rumor.
It's like riding a bike, right?
I don't know. I've never ridden a bike.
I think we've had this conversation.
But um you're gonna need to it would not go amiss for you. I mean, we've never discussed this before, but like, how financially set are you?
I own my own business and I live by myself.
Do your new memories include information of bank accounts that you previously had that you were not aware of? Or anything like that?
Maybe.
Because you may want to, now that you are a person of political significance,
Right.
you may want to start doing things like setting up, having security team.
Huh.
You may want to speak with the prince about the idea of finding someone to possibly ghoul who can handle that kind of thing for you. Um, so that way you'll have somebody who's a buffer between you and the more. You can't just, unfortunately, you can't just ghoul a whole bunch of people and make them your security team.
Yeah, no, that's not really my thing.
It gets it gets expensive in terms of blood and yeah. But you ghoul one, you use them to hire a security team. You come up with some Masquerade worthy cover story of why you actually need a security team for a tour guide. And start progressing from there, because even if Elena never decides that it's not worth it, and she turns her life around completely and walks away from her centuries long vendetta
That I think I just added to.
that you probably just added to. Even if that happens, you are now a primogen of the Camarilla. Therefore, you have enemies that you don't know, that you've never met, that you will never meet until they are in your face trying to murder you.
Spoken like a true Italian.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I appreciate.
Primogen is a I'm sure a wonderful thing to be appointed. It also puts the biggest target on you that it can.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So plan accordingly.
It wouldn't be the first time a target's been on my back.
That's fair. But that's for later. That's something that you don't necessarily have to worry about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to bother the.
Yes.
With all that now.
No, don't worry about that now. Worry about that later. We can get all that. We can get all that set up. That's fine. For now, I'm sure you're fine to go home, because like I said, you're probably fine.
Well, I mean,
unless there's somebody else who wants to kill you, who realizes that if they kill you now, it will automatically be blamed on Elena and not them.
You're very good at this.
Look, when your entire family, I love my family to death. I have also come up with ways to kill them on several occasions, never used them, but they have done the same to me. It's just the way it works.
I mean, look at my family. How can I talk?
You learn to suspect every situation, and that's how you survive. You're probably fine.
I just feel I need to step up. I mean, I need to step up in a lot of ways, obviously, because politics.
It would be quite a statement of confidence.
But I'm tired of being afraid.
Yes. It would be quite a statement of confidence, and that you are not afraid to simply go back home at this point. And there's definitely value in that. I tell you what, I will even do. Not a ton that he, huh?
He'll loan me a ghost.
Exactly. I'll have Walter keep an eye on you.
Oh, Walter. Does he need a chair or
no?
Need to be watered at a certain time? Okay.
He will be fine.
I don't keep ghosts. I don't know.
There is
I'm a tour guide. I talk about ghosts. I don't care.
There is a slight possibility that if your neighborhood has any pets, so they may have a few less pets.
I mean,
but otherwise he should be fine.
That's neither here nor there.
It'll be great.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate Walter taking up the post, as it were.
Yep.
Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
Going home.
Yeah, I'll have Walter keep an eye on her. If anything happens, if you can affect it. If not, come and tell me.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you everything that happened earlier tonight, or do you want that later?
There's let's deal with that. That's tomorrow's problem. We will handle it tomorrow.
Okie dokie, boss. Whatever you say. I will go watch your tour guide.
Perfect. So yeah. And I'm just going home.
Okay. The two of you make your exit and head home. Guire, you are led. Oh, hey, look what I forgot to do. Google Maps. Come here. You are led not too far away. Down a couple streets, there's a small chapel, which Glory walks up the steps of and sits on the entranceway area and props her back up against the doors.
Mhm.
All right. So you wanted to know what Morgan is doing with something from Transylvania. Let's just say she's received a package.
You're gonna want to give me a little bit more detail than that.
It was shipped express.
Containing?
Oh. An object?
An object.
Yes.
Would you care to describe the contents of said object?
Oh, okay. You want me to go that in depth? Well,
She just starts fiddling with the handle of the cane sword.
about 2 pounds of dirt.
That's about what I thought. 2 pounds of dirt that might, per se, happen to be the home soil of a certain Methuselah that has been robbed of its resting place.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I was just told to obtain an amount of dirt from Transylvania, and I had to call in all of my contacts. You know how hard it is to order something when you don't speak the language?
I can imagine. And when is this package due to arrive?
Tomorrow night.
Good to know. And I take it she's probably not giving you any details of what she intends with this dirt.
No, not at all.
All right.
Yep,
If your information holds up, then You will have the favor of an Asamite.
Good, good. Yeah, she's kept me completely in the dark. I don't know anything.
Well, maybe don't take any requests for Transylvanian goods for a bit.
Yeah, it was more of a pain in the ass than it was anything else.
But this will be excellent information that the prince should definitely know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I simply learned this of my own accord.
Quite the little investigator you are.
Aren't I just?
Well, she will sort of slap her knees and stand back up. You don't mind me. I think I'm feeling a little bit of chaos. I will take my leave.
All right. I'll be on my way too then. I've already killed one Methuselah. What's a primogen?
You want to run that by me one more time?
You heard what I said. And she starts to leave.
Squire. She will call after you.
She looks over her shoulder.
Keep on your toes.
You do the same.
I don't think I need to.
Not if you stay on my good side.
And she will turn the opposite way from the way you are walking and begin whistling a very familiar tune.
Ah, yes. I'm making my way back to meet with the prince.
Okay. So you head back to Elysium. The one thing you clock out of the general crowd is you spot Azra and Charlotte sitting at a table talking.
I will swing by them first.
I was wondering where you got off to.
I had to do a little bit of investigation and I got some information to pass to the prince. How was your time?
It was um it was Azra will just sort of lean forward. Exercise.
Christ.
She just sort of chuckles. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That 100% is the case. Anything that I can help with?
Would you happen to track where the prince is right now?
Oh, yeah, she's up in her room 216.
All right, thank you very much. I'll be back in a bit.
Good luck.
She will sneak up to the prince's room.
You will knock at the door, and there will be a moment of quiet, and then movement from in the room. The sound of something falling over. Several curse words you don't know in French. And then opening the door, sort of throwing her hair back. Claire, hello.
Evening, my prince.
Please come in.
Yeah, she will.
A much more disheveled room than what you guys walked into earlier. Whereas things were neatly done in stacks, and the ceiling was lined with a conspiracy board. The ceiling has remained untouched, but everything is sort of in disarray, and it seems like several books have been opened, and she has taken to just scratching things out.
Are there pictures of people on the conspiracy board?
There are a few, actually.
Who are the people?
There is Destiny, both Elenas, Madame Morgan Saint Julien, the five of you,
Of course.
and Glory.
I may have some extra detail for your board.
She will sit on the bed and close the book nearest to her. Hopefully it is good news. But I have playing with the way things have gone in the evening. That will not be the case.
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Fantastic. Please go on.
Well, I may have just overheard some interesting information and done some extra investigating and found the details about it. Madame Morgan Saint Julien is receiving a package tomorrow night. Package that happens to hail from Transylvania and contains about 2 pounds of dirt.
Her jaw sets. She rotates and cracks her neck a few times. I wish. I know this is the way things go, always. But just one night I wish there was not all the backstabbing.
Now,
Treason.
I can't exactly say for certain that we know exactly what this dirt is for, but I can't think of many other uses for it.
I was about to say I invite you to tell me something other than a Zamishe.
Yeah. That's about the only thing on my mind that anyone would reasonably need the dirt of the same country of our big scary Batman in the lake. And if he manages to get some sleep, the deleterious effects we've been having on him go away.
I know that he is in a very weakened state, and we should be hunting him down, but with everything else on the table, I have to be honest, I forgot.
I can't really blame you. But it strikes me as beyond coincidence that Madame Morgan Saint Julien is gathering this dirt and also just so happens to have had one of her enslaved assassins just wind up in the hands of the Sabbat.
It won't do me any good to have her slain tonight. If I wait too long, then it will.
If you wait too long, you have a fully rested Methuselah on her side.
I'm tired of juggling. I imagine your crew has gone for the evening, so unfortunately I will have to ask you to gather them in Morgan.
Sorry, I missed the back half of that sentence.
Bring me Morgan.
All right. Would you prefer alive?
Yes.
All right. Staked it is, rather than beheaded.
She rips out a page from the back of the book that she's got beside her and then writes a quick address on it and hands it to you. Take her here. Then we will go from there.
Oh, I've been waiting for this for a long time.
I would invite you to look at the Livide chapel. She mainly stays there.
That's about what I expect. Why would the Tremere ever be separate from her chantry?
She stands up, sort of brushes herself off, grabs her coat and her room key, and walks you out.
She'll head out.
She nods.
Now, you might be able to pay our local smuggler more than what Morgan is if you want to keep for her from getting her hands on that dirt.
That is one thing I can think on. For the moment, I need you to focus on retrieval.
I'll probably get to work on it and see if we can't sort it out tomorrow night.
Fantastic. I will be waiting. Let me know, and I will do everything I can in my power to assist you.
I appreciate that very much. Honestly, the most that I would ask for is that she not be able to call upon her resources as a primogen to her aid while we're working on this.
I don't believe that will be a problem.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening, my prince.
You as well. She will begin heading off.
Squire will regroup with Azra and Charlotte.
Anything exciting?
Oh, Azra and I are finally getting exactly what we've been wanting to have for a few decades now.
Azra literally snaps the goblet that's in her hand, and blood falls onto the floor.
It seems our lovely Tremere Primogen has been playing too many games, and the prince has decided that she wants her brought in.
In a box, I assume.
Alive for now. Staked first.
I suppose that is amenable. She wouldn't mind if I just took an ear or something, right?
It came off in the fight. I don't think she'd really be able to complain. I think she wants to get her interrogation in.
Amazing. Thank you. Do we need to get the others?
We probably should. They'll be helpful if nothing else.
Well, Charlotte, thank you for a lovely evening, but now we have work to do. Charlotte smiles, just sort of awkwardly. Yeah, I should get back to my duties anyway. It was great seeing the two of you. Hopefully, maybe one of these nights I'll get a night off.
Don't worry. We'll work on that. We'll have a lot of celebrating to do after this is done.
Yeah, Gods, there's so much to do. But the two of you enjoy your night. Keep me updated.
Squire nods.
Don't. She says back and forth between each of you for every word. Don't get killed. Okay.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I'm serious. Madame Morgana is extremely dangerous.
Oh, I know. And between the two of you, I've got just a bit too much to live for.
Roll me wits and empathy, difficulty 6.
That is blanked out.
Okay, so she nods. Yeah, same. Go do work. Go save the world.
It's starting to become a hobby, she says. Squire says as she stands up.
Ezra stands and takes your arm. Oh, let's go do a kidnapping.
Guire will pull out her phone as they're leaving and begin to text the rest of the group chat.
Okay.
First thing that comes across is, so we got a new job from the prince.
Now job or after sleep job?
As soon as possible job, but we're probably not doing it before the sun comes up.
So I can sleep now, right?
Yep, just be ready to
Immediately
Sorry,
comes across after Mercy. She really wants to sleep.
Yep, just be ready to kidnap a Primogen tomorrow night.
Question
Well,
mark,
okay.
question mark, question mark.
You get
Send.
you get a text from Rahab. I'm sorry, what?
As it turns
Percy
out,
just typed like, "Oh, is that all?"
yeah. As it turns out, the Tremere Primogen has ordered some dirt from Transylvania, and the prince would like to question her about that.
There'll be a pause, and then you get a message from Simon. I can't possibly imagine the shipping cost on that.
Percy's gonna text back. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like a tomorrow problem.
This
Good
definitely
night.
sounds like a tomorrow problem. Guire will get a text just to their phone.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want? How much do you want this person to actually make it to interrogation?
I don't care that much because I'm pretty certain after the interrogation she'll be dead anyway. But if something happens to happen to her en route, I'm not going to complain, especially if I couldn't have prevented it.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what Khmer can and can't do. But if I know if I was trying to locate someone to get in their good graces, I might use something that is ancestrally useful to them. I'm just saying there is a non-0% chance that this is on the up and up. It's not high.
I can't think of many uses for Transylvanian soil other than for our friend in the lake.
Locate. and then deliver that information to the prince. Whether she can do that or not, she might use that as an excuse.
Possibly. But
I'm just saying, you want to make sure, trying to apprehend someone, this is, look, shit happens.
that's fair. As long as I have if I couldn't have prevented it, there's nothing I can do about it.
All right. Keep that in mind.
Mercy,
Yes.
you arrive at your home.
Hmm.
Uh,
The charred husk that it used to be.
no, it's still there. It's just in multiple pieces.
The actual building is just in multiple pieces.
No, it's exactly as you left it. It doesn't even look like you have a stack of mail that is neatly placed in front of your door. But other than that, it looks like your home was completely undisturbed.
Well, okay. Good. Bring the mail in, toss it on the table. Um, and kind of just because of her nature, gonna walk around and kind of check every room, check all the hiding places, check the valuables, just uh kind of ground herself and check things out.
So all of your stuff seems to be in order. The main thing, once you get to the bedroom, there is a single red rose on your pillow.
Uh that was not there before.
That was not there before.
Oh, you just okay. And there's no evidence anywhere else of like
No, it's actually kind of bizarre. You expect if somebody was to come in, there'd be something super disturbed, but that is the only thing you can find in the home that is out of place.
So a librarian with a broken neck. Look, whenever I hear rose in bedroom, that's immediately where my mind goes.
Took me a second to get the reference, but damn. I
oh
was,
my god. You know, I'm just paranoid enough for this to be suspicious.
you gotta be paranoid at all for that to be suspicious.
I'm not inclined to think this is a welcome to being the Toreador Primogen gift. I think as a the rose is the symbol of our clan. Um I could take a photo
okay.
and I gotta text it to group chat.
Guire and Cat, you get an image of a bedroom that you do not recognize with a we'll go with maid bed with a rose on the pillow.
Immediate response back. Are you hitting on me?
Oh, that's real cute.
I'm just saying, you sent me a picture of a bed with a rose on it.
This clarification. A, you're real cute, but no. 2, this is the only thing that has changed in my house since the time I was here last, and nothing else is disturbed. And I am a little bit unnerved, shall we say.
How old is the flower? How long has it been there? How dead does it look?
It's fairly. Give me. What should I have you roll for this? Intelligence and
Science?
difficulty.
Okay.
There isn't really a nature roll in World of Darkness.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Nature and you just messed me up.
Intelligence and science.
Intelligence and science. Difficulty
7.
7.
You would guess the loss of petals, and it's sort of going a little. It's very wilted, like it's very wilty. You guess 2-3 days of it being here.
Looks like it's been here 2 or 3 days.
So that's about when you got the picture of her being in your house, right?
That is right.
Yeah, just about.
It's
Yes.
not a new threat. It's the old threat that we were already aware of.
Right. Well, to the compost it goes.
That's fair.
Sleep well. Don't die before you wake up.
Thank you? Question mark.
Thumbs up emoji.
Fuck you. Croissant emoji.
Fucking all this stupid bullshit like emoji memes.
Oh, that's a Tom Cardy reference.
Mercy is just going to take the phone, turn it over,
Fair.
and go to bed.
Fair. So I assume the rest of you are also. Does anyone have anything else they need to do before sleep?
Nope.
I do not believe so, no.
Okay. So the sun rises and sets on New Orleans. Everybody lose a blood point, regain a willpower if you have it, or if you need to. And you guys are in full swing of Mardi Gras. Today's the day. The sun is shining, the tank is clean.
There's only, 12 or 15 drunks passed out on the sidewalk outside. It's great.
Once you wake up, just text Mercy. Are you still alive?
As alive as I ever was.
No, I'm not.
Smartass.
So as you guys,
I'm reasonably certain that's not somebody pretending to be her, because it's very difficult to get that level of salt.
as you guys
So I think we're
wake
good.
up before you get into full swing of the day, that is where we will take our break.
Go.
All right.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
We're
Welcome.
live.
Welcome back, everyone. So, the night is yours. I believe.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the next night.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, Guire, this is your game.
Yep.
Where are we meeting?
Meet me, and she'll provide an address that is near but not directly like outside the Lividate Church.
Okay.
All right.
Notably, Guire has cleared just that last conversation with Kat from her phone. Like, not the entirety of her conversation with Kat, just those specific messages.
Right. Yes. No, for sure.
So there's still a message history with Kat, but not that particular conversation they had.
So yeah, meet up.
Okay. So as the group makes their way towards the proximity of the Lividate Church or chapel, you all arrive at different times. Neither Simon nor Rahab show up.
That might be moderately concerning, but
Well, I suppose it's the three of us.
we want to check on, make sure that the two of them are at least all right.
Were they responding to text messages?
I mean, yeah, that's Guire's thing. Is like just checking on checking on our missing two. She'll send a message over the text chat to see, checking on Rahab and Simon.
Rahab will say, tending to Anya, we'll have to meet up later.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon will say, working on specialty project from Simone, got wrapped up.
Fair enough. As long as they're not, both kidnapped or under attack, that's fine.
Fair enough. Azra breaks the silence. So what is the plan?
Well, first off, Kat, would you happen to be able to scout anywhere around this with your friends on the other side?
I can try. We can see what we're just looking for.
Morgan, yeah.
Just where she is. Okay.
She typically spends most of her time in the Lividate Church because that's the Tremere Chantry.
I can look, but
They probably have wards against ghouls, yes, or ghosts, yeah.
But yes, potentially violent ones.
If they can avoid any wards and just try and get a sense of whether or not she's even around, even if they can't pinpoint her.
Let me, instead of, give me a minute. I'm not going to put Walter in here, but let's see what we can find. I'm going to use Witness of Death to look across to the other side and see if I can find any ghosts that can potentially put to use here.
Okay, that is your
perception awareness of five success.
Yeah. So in the immediate area, there are a few that are just hanging around.
Okay.
There are two that are sort of hanging out over by an alley. They're just sort of leaned up against the wall.
I will tilt my head a little bit and walk right over to them, almost tripping over things along the way because I can't see on this side. Hello.
The gentleman of the two looks you up and down. It doesn't
Hello, I'm
think for a second.
Yes, I can see you. Hi, I'm Kat. What's your name?
David.
David.
A pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you. David, do you hang out here often?
About every day.
Have you ever been in there? And I point to the church.
Can't say I did when I was alive, but I cannot say much for now.
I would love it if you could do me a favor. Since he told me his name, I'm going to use Compel Soul.
Oh no. Okay.
Would love it if you could do me a favor. She just casually pulls out her scalpel, runs it along her hand, flings it out at him. I need you to go scout that place out. You are looking for this particular person, and I want to know any kind of defenses that may be in place there. To spend a blood point and roll manipulation, occult versus their willpower.
Okay.
Are resisted against their willpower, difficulty 6 for both rolls.
Okay.
So spend a blood point. Hold on a second. Manipulation. Cult. 6. Oh, well, that's not great.
Would you have spent a willpower
Look
on
at
that?
those 5s. Just taunting me.
Would you have spent a willpower on that, by the way?
That's. I mean,
that is an active thing you're doing.
That's true. Yeah, if I could have.
Allow it.
Okay. That would be 2 at least then.
Okay. So compared to his 1,
Okay.
Good.
you see him sort of straighten up and then just turn and start walking away. The
Blink off my witness of death, turn and head back like, well, we will either get information or we will find out how well defended it is when the ghost dies.
Friends on the other side.
Brief associates from on the other side.
So how long are you going to give good old David?
As long as Guire is willing to wait.
Oh, Guire is an assassin. She is patient.
I'm just glad that succeeded, so I didn't have to start beating David into ghost unconsciousness with my new ability. We're pleasant when you can force them magically instead of physically.
Out to self, don't piss off Cat.
It only works on ghosts.
You're just now making that note.
That's fair. So some time passes. Are you guys waiting an hour, 2 hours?
Guire will give it an hour just to.
Yeah, an hour sounds about good.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you
Those-
activating
let's
Witness
see.
of Death again, or
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and do.
so your eyes glass over, and as soon as your shroud sight takes over, you see in front of you David going, "Hello." Hello.
Sorry. Welcome. How did it go?
Well, I can tell you that the lady you're looking for is in the basement.
Perfect. And there was nothing preventing you. There was nothing strange along the way. Did she have guards?
There are a few gentlemen down there. Um, I don't know exactly what they doing, but they down there. And I will say there's a bunch of like drawings all over the walls. I don't know what that's about, but uh, also I don't know exactly how you're supposed to get down there. There's a basement, but there's no entrance to the basement.
Oh, we'll figure that out. Thank you. Much appreciated. You're free to go.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I will relate all of that information. Sounds like it is a
Nice.
warded room.
It's a good thing I've already been down there once.
Fair enough.
So how do you suggest we get in?
There's a hidden entrance on the wall. I learned about it when went here with good old Alexander.
Yes, good old. That's the praise.
So shall we?
Well, I would recommend everyone be as prepared as you can be for magical fuckery and be as quiet as you can. That way you might not have to run into it.
So as you enter the Lividae Chapel, the wedding venue, it is silent.
Guire makes her way to the wall that she had seen before and taps the same combination that Alexander had previously.
Okay, give me.
She had made a point of trying to memorize that previously.
Let's go. This is gonna be a really weird one. Let's go wits and larceny, difficulty 6.
I'm decent at that. Wits, larceny, dip 6. Can I put a willpower into this?
Yes.
Or no? Yeah. Four successes.
Okay. It takes you a second, but after just sort of looking at the wall, you deftly just start touching different cobblestones. And there's a brief second where the rest of you think they didn't really do anything. And then the floor slides back, revealing a staircase down.
Know that this just opened.
Mercy's still not talking, but she's just pointing down with a questioning look on her face.
All right, into the Viper's Den. Everybody be careful now.
Are they going to know that this was just opened?
Possibly. No one was here last time we entered, so I'm not certain how loud that is or if there's any alerts down there.
Fair enough. This should be fun.
Okay, I am going to need a dex and stealth roll from everyone as you guys enter.
Wire is obviously using unseen presence.
Yes, as is Azra. The two Assamites have disappeared.
Dex and stealth.
Yes, difficulty 7.
Do you need us to make that as well? Any reduced difficulty or?
Yes, you
7.
guys reduce your difficulty by 2.
Reroll that. Wait a
That
minute.
tracks.
I'm at plus. Oh. Well, as I trip and fall down the stairs, thump, 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 thump.
Yes, Cat crashes to the bottom of the stairs.
For those just listening, I double botched.
As you just hear like a son of a bitch.
Ow, 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 god damn. A mix of English and Italian all the way down.
Mercy is like giving the slow clap, slow clap, and just trying hard as hell not to laugh outright because she's still trying to be quiet.
I look up once I'm on the ground.
As you look up, two figures are walking towards you.
Is this not the way to the bathroom? Because who did I get turned around if that's the case?
You know what? You know what?
How stupid are these, Tremere?
Give me manipulation and subterfuge.
Okay,
Difficulty 9.
okay.
I want to see 5 successes.
If you get this, I'm done. Dead.
I mean,
What's your manipulation or so? Or do you have?
I'm
specialty
checking, I'm
uses?
checking. Persuasive.
That will apply.
So
So
4
that's
successes.
4 successes.
Can I realize this is after the roll has been made. Can Cat spend a willpower and make it a 5 success?
No, let's stick with 4.
Oh my
I did actively think about that this time
Uh,
and chose
and
not to.
decided not to. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's fair.
So the two of
Just
them
be
look,
honest, when we get into magical combat, I might need those willpower.
Yeah, for freezing people solid. Yeah.
two of them look at you. Okay, first off, you can go ahead and cut the act of the bathroom. We all know we're all dead, but those
Right.
two
That's where you go. That's where you go to. All right. I realize maybe you don't. I see your complexions, but some of us do need to do skincare.
Mercy is holding on to
In
the wall.
complete fairness, if they don't know who I am and they have not aura perceived me, I do have blush of health. I look human.
You know what? That's completely fair. I will take that into account. All right, up to Daisy. Back up.
Yep, I am playing. I am in full like college days ditz mode.
So you get picked up by one of the.
Oh! I will lean hard into them.
Oh my god.
While that's happening, Guire and
You
Azra
work
are just
out.
passing by. Thank you for
In a
that
minute.
perfect distraction.
All right. So, quickest way to a bathroom is get up those stairs and get the hell out of the building.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Can I get your number? Because you're like, I don't know where I am, but you're cute.
Shit.
I try to do more distraction here so you get to make sure you guys get past.
Oh, absolutely. You are a perfect distraction.
I am torn between playing the sober friend to the ditz over here, or just walking on past.
Let's do get help.
I'm not doing get help.
He sort of looks you up and down. He pulls out his phone.
Yes.
And he gives you his number. He waits for you to...
Yep, I program it into my phone. All right, cool. I will call you. Bye.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm turning around and I'm stumbling, acting drunk my way up the stairs.
Well, it's about damn time, Janie. Where the hell you been? You found the bathroom yet?
So apparently there's not one in here. What kind of building like this doesn't have a bathroom?
Of all the let's get your drunk ass home. Come here. It's not even too damn early for this.
Wobble along till we get out of view.
That number is put into Kat's phone as Tremere fucking dumbass.
Immediately, once we're out of view, just straighten up. Crack neck to either side from where it probably snapped a couple times on the way down. Just lean in very quietly. That whole thing was intentional. I will, if you ever suggest otherwise, I will deny it.
I just wish I'd hit record. But I do have to say, as a Toreador Primogen, stay the hell off my turf, Giovanni. What the fuck? Dramatic ass bitch.
Look, we all had our college days. I can call back on those in a pinch.
Well, maybe you did.
Oh. So, the assassin's in the basement.
Yep.
As you sneak by for the distraction and make your way, there are 5 rooms in here. If you remember the way I laid this out last time, there's 2 on either side and 1 directly ahead. Which of these 5 rooms are you going to go into to find Morgan while they are distracted?
While they're distracted, using Auspex, can I tell which one has most recently been used? Like any signs of like scuffs on the ground or like recent foot traffic.
Yes. As you're going down towards the other end, the second door on the left.
Check that one.
So it's a rather large study, and perched in a high back leather chair and behind a desk is one Madame Morgan Saint Julien.
Yeah, so Guire and Azra are almost perfectly practiced at this kind of thing. Double assassination is quite simple when they have no way of knowing that you're there. In this case, it's wooden stakes at the back while she's not paying attention. Guire's going to like max out her strength for this.
Give me just a second to look at something.
Yes, she is keeping an eye out for any like wards that she can tell are written in this room just in case.
Just a second.
Guire has spent enough blood to put both her strength and dex to 6 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, she's keeping an eye out for any wards that might be in the room as well while she's approaching.
Well, the first thing you see is she's not. The only ward in here you are able to spot is this room is warded against ghouls.
Okay, so they weren't expecting any other vampire to get in here, as is the Tremere arrogance. Okay, they were expecting ghouls to try and find their way in. That tracks.
Also, it is I lied. It is also warded against lupines.
So, the obvious ones.
Okay, so I'm gonna need some rolls from you. And Azra, I suppose. So that is a. Let me go to the staking rules, which I should have bookmarked and just ready to go for this group at all times.
Dex, melee, difficulty, I forget the exact thing, but also I think there's a +2 bonus for attacking from behind.
Yeah, it's Div 9.
Div 9.
Yeah. So it's Div 7 if you're doing it from behind.
Okay. Does it reduce the difficulty by 7 or add 2 dice?
That's a great question.
There's the stake. Stake through the heart. I think it might be just general attacks from behind. Get a bonus. Hang on. Yeah, flank attacks 274. Characters attacking targets from the flank gain additional attack dice. Characters attacking from the rear gain 2 attack dice. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, add 2 to your roll.
30 melee +2 plus my celerity. Spending a willpower on this. A stake isn't a blade, unfortunately.
It is not.
My God.
What?
But that's still 5
hits.
successes. I don't suppose preternatural grace would apply to trying to stake someone.
No.
Or unnatural grace, but yeah. Yeah, that's 5 successes. So
let me just also roll. So Azra also got 4 successes.
nice.
So the two of you very quickly, there is and that escape of air from the body as it just falls forward and goes limp.
Do we not even have to? Do we not even have to roll damage for this? We just do it with that many successes.
I'm gonna say with 9 successes, there's no way she's. Yeah, so she goes straight forward onto whatever she was writing.
All right. Now we just need to get her out of here. I don't suppose you're better at obfuscate than I am and can hide objects, right?
Hazard just picks up a crystal ball, sort of swirls it in between her fingers, and it's just gone.
Is that good enough to hide her while you or I am carrying her?
Should be.
All right, let's go.
So she very deftly, just sort of like a sack of potatoes, throws her over her shoulder, and they both vanish.
And we sneak our way out.
Okay, so the two obstacles are the door that has to be opened.
Yeah.
And the 2 guards.
Are they facing the door that has to be opened?
No, they are not.
Good news. Okay. They're dumb.
They're very dumb.
Just say she's really drunk and you're helping her to go to the bathroom.
So Guire will handle the door. Also, as they're walking up, she'll just very gently place a hand on the stairs and leave a blood mark, so that if they start coming up the stairs after her, she can just trigger that.
Okay.
Weekend in Bernie's or
sunglasses.
Hey guys, it's okay. We're fine.
Because the door doesn't make any noise until it starts opening. So she's just going to stand like with them and with her invisible. She's just going to stand at the door and just start hitting it back open.
Okay. So I'm going to need another stealth roll from the two of you.
Right, difficulty.
I want to say 8. Yeah, we're going to go with 8.
Spend another willpower on this?
Yep.
Sweet. Five successes.
Thank God Azra got spent a willpower, 1 success.
Okay. 6 between us.
She's having a little harder time than she thought with Morgan.
Yeah.
The two of you, as the door starts sliding open, the 2 guards start to head towards the staircase. Yeah, Guire, go ahead and roll your ward for me.
All right. This is going to be
number 1 steps on it.
I need to pull up. Where is my Vitus? Scorpion's Touch. Roll willpower, and spend 3 blood because I want to get the maximum out of this that I can at one time. 1, 2, 3. And then more willpower. Bah!
Oof.
Damn ones. So the first one doesn't even notice it, but the second one might.
Yep. Henchman number 2 is following after.
There we go.
Uh,
He can roll stamina and any fortitude that he has to try and resist. Difficulty 6.
so he hits the floor like a brick.
Yeah, he loses. So did he roll 0?
Oh, he rolled 0.
Okay, so he loses 3 points of stamina, and they're gone for a day.
Oh yeah, he's in torpor.
That might distract the other guard as his friend just falls over.
He just sort of turns around real quick and says something on a radio. But he starts trying to pick up his buddy as you guys close the door back on them.
Mm-hmm. That spent most of my blood, but worth it.
That worked out nicely.
All right, let's get moving to our destination, shall we?
Yes, and where is that exactly?
I shall recite the selected coordinates from the prince.
Okay. So you guys, are you two throwing her in the hearse and going with Mercy, or are you trying to 3-person this on that motorcycle?
I feel like because the body needs to be moved quietly, Guire and Azra would put her body in the hearse and then take the motorcycle alongside.
Okay.
Well, that was easy. Throw her in.
They are very dumb.
You are very welcome.
Thank you very much.
I wish I had blackmail material.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was all completely unintentional.
Mm-hmm. The falling flat on your face and falling on your ass and breaking your neck, that was all intentional?
Didn't break my neck. I just got some serious cricks in it. Yes, entirely intentional because look how well it worked. And nobody knows any different. I will send someone to haunt your ass for the rest of eternity. Not a pleasant haunting either. This one will smell real bad.
I am perfectly happy to accept all of that as intentional.
They will drop cat shit in your bed while you sleep.
I didn't say anything. I just was gonna keep it for my own personal
and that's
enjoyment.
where we keep it.
Oh, so easy enough. You guys load the primogen of potatoes into the hearse and start making your way towards a address in the central business district.
Yep.
Well, it is very mafia style movie. You guys pull up to an abandoned warehouse, and inside is a single chair and Simone sitting on a table not too far away.
Ah, this brings back memories. I mean, what?
Something you want to share with the class?
I represented many clients in my time.
I'm just gonna turn down the radio because I've been blasting Queen, Another One Bites the Dust the entire way here.
Yes.
And now somehow feel it's not appropriate to pull into an abandoned warehouse blasting Queen.
Guire will just...
You are here, so I assume you have finished the job.
Guire just potato sacks Morgan onto the table.
I mean, she looks pretty well done to me. I mean, Yeah.
And Simone just sort of cocks her head and gets really close to her face. Is it starting to sink in that you have fucked up? This is going to be fun. She will just gesture towards the chair. And this is not your stereotypical wooden chair. This looks like this thing was made out of rebar. And several pieces of it. It's like 4 pieces of rebar make one of the legs.
Mhm. Did you happen to intercept that shipment, by the way?
No, I do not have no clue how to stop that. But I think we're going to find out. But I do have Destiny watching for any form of courier that might be going around.
Fair enough.
It might be too late.
Well, if we find it, we just gotta dump it into the river heading out to the ocean again.
If we dump enough of that into the ocean, we should find other places because eventually
The ocean will
fucker
become a
will
bed for
just
him.
be able to sleep in the ocean.
I mean, I've got a compost thing going on my back porch. Like,
I was thinking more like far enough down the Mississippi that it doesn't that it just silts into the Mississippi as opposed to going out there. I don't think you want the stuff that allows Bilabog to sleep to be in your backyard.
that's fair, but why are we thinking just the Mississippi? I mean, there's a lot of rivers.
Oh yeah, no, fucking because I just got here like a week ago.
There's rivers where you come from too.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she knows the names of them.
I only know the names of the ones that people definitely haven't been drowned in.
Okay, so the Chicago River's out.
Don't know
Yes,
what you're
please.
talking about. Anyways. So what's next?
You all prop Morgan up in the chair, and Sybil starts.
Sybil?
Ah,
Simone.
I still did it, even after she's dead. Simone reaches into her bag and just drops a length of chain that has roughly 6-inch links, which are about an inch thick. We tie her up and then we talk.
All right. Based on my knowledge of thaumaturgy and how it differs between Osamites and Tremere, she needs her hands to do just about everything spellcasting, right?
Yes.
Should we sever her hands so she can't do anything before we start talking?
They will grow back tomorrow, so I don't see why not. I would say they should. And she reaches into that backpack and pulls out a saw, hands it over, just sort of holds it out.
It's not my first time here. Give it here.
Old school, I like it.
We have not removed the stake, right?
No.
Okay, this is easy work then.
Mm.
This is cutting hands off a corpse. She does this a couple times a month, I probably.
Yeah, I would say. It takes you about 10 minutes and
Yep.
you got a couple hands.
How quickly do they decay? Like, how old is she?
Right, because when the hands are cut off, they decay like normal.
Yeah,
Oh,
they no longer vampire hands.
They dust almost immediately.
Okay, that's subtly getting put into a pocket. Old magical vampire dust.
Oh yeah.
That will definitely be useful somewhere.
Yeah, and then we tie her very tightly to a chair with heavy chains.
And then
And then with I'm assuming the rebar chair is built with enough of a hole in the back for us to just rip the stake out from behind.
yes. As soon as that stake comes out, there's I knew it was a mistake to leave all of you alive.
Oh, you made a few mistakes in your lifetime, Squire says.
My prince, to what do I owe his honor? Simone does not say anything. But simply stands in front of her and then pulls a knife out.
Madam, I'm sorry. What was the name again? There's so many of these around here. It's hard to keep track.
Madame Morgan Saint Julien.
Morgan, thank you, Madam. There are some important questions that we have about a shipment that you've had brought in.
I think you might need to be a little more specific.
One from Eastern Europe, specifically the area traditionally known as Transylvania.
Oh, is that one?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure you can understand the hesitance on the concern over the situation.
A slight bit, but go ahead and inform me. What are you so worried about?
There is a Shamasay Methuselah who's wandering around who doesn't have a place to sleep. You're shipping in something that could very conceivably be dirt.
Yes.
From its homeland.
How's that? Well, I'm going to guess that the Fifth Amendment isn't in play here. That's all right. That's okay.
My legal obligation to put to inform you that you are not under U.S. custody at the moment.
Ah. Very smart move cutting off my hands. Hurts like a bitch, but that's not the wrong plan. So, yes, I'm ordering in Transylvania dirt.
You like to offer an alternative reason beyond, I think, what you know and we know are clear is clearly the suspicion right now, which you have to admit doesn't look good for you.
Oh, it's very simple. I had heard that the one of the enemies of the Camarilla was this creature that we could track down with Transylvanian dirt.
And how exactly are you going to track down a creature with Transylvanian dirt, assuming that the Transylvanian dirt is not even directly related to them? We know the Shamasei require dirt to sleep, but the dirt doesn't have to be a part enough of them for you to scry on.
I'm
A bit of an oversight.
light checking.
Okay. That will be
Yeah, I would like to see bullshit.
like see bullshit. Wits and empathy difficulty 8.
Okay, I'm empty. I'm willpowering this.
Same.
Just a failure.
Just a failure.
Also, just a failure. Fucking goddamn.
Girls, come on, get your shit together.
Look, it's a very old, powerful, probably very skilled at lying
At which point,
for me.
I mean, should I try wits and empathy? Like,
if you want,
Hurt.
Welcome to. You are involved.
difficulty.
8. I'm waiting for Mercy to pull out 5 successes here.
I know, right? I mean, I already have a response regardless of what I might read off of her, but
Difficulty 8.
8, yes.
And nearly put, no, not 9, 8. All right, well, here goes nothing.
you putting a willpower into this? I asked that question as you were rolling it.
Yeah, right, yeah. Hey, Shawnee.
I mean, if the answer was yes, I mean, that's still a success, but
Mhm.
Yeah. If you had put a willpower into this, it would be a success.
Yeah, I'll put a willpower into it.
You don't know about which part of it, but she's not telling you everything, obviously.
but Guire's immediate response is an oversight from the single most talented and experienced practitioner of dark magic in the Tremere in the city of New Orleans on what you might be able to track with a random handful of dirt.
I think you have more to tell us.
How exactly would you use this?
Simple scrying spell.
You're not the only spellcaster in the fucking city, Morgan. You need something more related than dirt.
I mean, I'm going to occult that would, because I'll be honest, Cat doesn't know thaumaturgy. Certainly not Tremere thaumaturgy.
You can roll me wits and occult difficulty 7.
2.
It seems like something that can be done, but Guire is definitely hitting on the right notes.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kill the bitch before we got to the interrogation part.
I mean, I put her in the car with you, and I wasn't in it, so.
Yeah, but I can't do anything once it's there. It was unfortunate. If I'd been down there, I could have done something.
Yeah.
If she dies on the way, it was because of one of the two people in the car.
That's fair. But yeah, like, Guire is an experienced thaumaturge and knows that you need something more than random dirt that happens to be from the same place as them. I know it might be a shaka, but you are not the only spellcaster in the city.
No, just the best.
Not the best liar, apparently.
Oh, who's the one without their hands and in chains?
I am looking specifically at Simone. Is she buying any of this? Because it doesn't matter what we think in this situation.
Give me a wits and empathy difficulty 7. 3 successes.
3.
Yeah, she thinks Morgan's full of shit.
Okay. And it doesn't matter if she's even being honest. It's perfectly fine. Fine with Kat. Morgan, you might want to, if you're being honest in any way, shape, or form, I would strongly suggest you start being more forthcoming much quicker. Because I'm not going to speak for your prince, but I will see what I have observed so far. And in the week I've been here, she has seen way too much bullshit going on to be patient. She's being way more patient than I would be, which is probably why she's prince and not me. Also, bloodlines and age and that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean.
Mercy's gonna have a cough that sounds a whole lot like rambling.
Yeah.
They're being real upfront, real quick. If you want to have a chance for those hands to grow back again.
Fine. I'll play your game. It's for Bylabog.
And why?
Look at all of us and our complete lack of shock.
Yes, yes. I think it is quite obvious.
No, I'm genuinely curious. Have you been working with the Sabbat, or did you just think that you could control a Methuselah by having control over where its dirt was?
Sybil and I were in very close communication.
Okay, so the first one, the less interesting one, the one that made you less of a fucking idiot. All right. Still a pretty big fucking idiot, though.
When I get free from these chains,
That assumes you're going to. I've already killed one Methuselah. I would love to ask my prince for permission to kill a Primogen.
You don't have friends here right now. And more to the point, not to disparage anybody else, but that one has a vendetta against you. These two are Toreador and thus are fairly emotional. And have both been dealing with serious betrayal issues as of late.
I could write a book.
you should.
I'm the reasonable one here, and I'm thinking of about 17 different ways the Tremere don't find out about you being dead until it's way too late.
Believe me, you don't want her to be the reasonable one.
So what? What do you want from me then?
Honestly, what I want is your fucking head, but that's not up to me. My prince.
I could kill you right now for treason. That would be reasonable. But I am not feeling about being courteous and reasonable and all the other things that come from pageantry of being Camarilla. So you all hear her crack her neck very, very hard, one way and then the other. She'll just walk over and sort of crouch and look into Morgan's eyes, who tries to look away only for a hand to grab her face and look back at her. Tell me everything. And that's where we're going to end for the night. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.